Welcome to Animania Chronicles, where we dive deep into the captivating worlds of anime, dissecting stories, unraveling characters, and sharing our passion for all things animated. In Part 7 of our viral hit review series, Hobin grapples with the challenges of newfound fame and the dark side of internet stardom. Tensions rise as he faces new rivals and personal dilemmas. Join us as we dive into the latest twists and turns of this thrilling anime. However, little do they know what tragedies this video will bring into their lives very soon. The next day, Balmy is watching Hobin's video while hiding behind the counter of McDonald's. Suddenly, a gigantic man comes to the counter and tells her that she is super cute. Balmy quickly gets up and asks the man what he wants, and he repeats that she looks too cute. He demands her number, but she politely refuses to give it to him. The big guy is also a big creep, and he keeps demanding her number as he orders her to prepare 30 Big Macs for him. Balmy gives him the Big Macs but refuses to give her details, so the big creep just scoots his burgers in his hands and walks away. It turns out that the big creep has been coming regularly to their store to harass Balmy. She remembers how Hobin helped her out when Pac was pestering her. She also thinks that the day she walked away with Kim, she abandoned Hobin, and that thought fills her with regret. On the other hand, the big creep goes to work at a huge meat factory, where some workers are wondering how to pick up carcasses weighing over 200 kilos. That is easy work for the big creep, and he picks up one on his shoulder and begins walking away, still thinking about how he can get a date with Balmy. Some of the workers are shocked to see this, but their superior tells them that the fatty named Manji is a popular Korean sumo wrestler. Manji is unbothered by their chatter, and he carries the meat effortlessly on his shoulders while watching Hobin's YouTube videos. He seems to know T and thinks that if he can beat Hobin in a fight, he will have more views and subscribers than him. Meanwhile, Hobin and Snap are busy enjoying their success. Snap says that the Edith's gal did made the video so much better, yet Hobin was doubtful about hiring her at first. He then suddenly springs an important question to Hobin, asking if he is really fine after receiving such powerful kicks from T when he was hospitalized with just one. Hobin just laughs it off and then remarks that speaking from his experience as a pro-bullying victim, he could tell that T was not like other bullies. He even goes on to say that T might be a better person than they think. Snap tells him that it is not a good thing to be so optimistic. However, Hobin clearly saw how T's reactions changed when he returned his watch. It was almost as if he was regretting the path he had chosen. He wishes to see him again, and this surprises Snap. Hobin then asks him if he has any updates on T, and he tells him that the image of him lying down on a wet floor was very appealing to the female audience, so he has become very famous. Snap thinks that he can become a millionaire if he starts an OnlyFans, but apparently, T doesn't even know about it. Snap starts walking ahead, and Hobin suddenly takes back what he said about T being a decent guy. Tears appear in his eyes because he is jealous that T is getting more female attention than him even after losing the fight. On the other hand, Jill is preparing a to-do list, which is basically steps on how she can stop acting and talking like an old person. She is happy to complete the list, but then suddenly a plastic snake drops on her desk. Jill freaks out and falls down, using some boomer lingo to express her surprise. She then hears the voices of her classmates laughing, who are here to bully her for always talking like an old person. They are even filming her, and Jill gets mad at that. She yells at them that it is bad to film someone without their permission and tries to take the phone away from their hand, but it is out of her reach. However, the bullies realize that just recording her won't get them too many views, so their leader decides to delete it. But since Gil is still jumping and getting on his nerves, he pushes her down. He tells her to be quiet if she wants her video deleted, and she gets up even angrier at them. The bullies start dragging Hobin into the matter too. They say that if they mess with Jill too much, Hobin may show up and use his stupid headbutt to stop their punches. They laugh at him, and that pisses Gil off even more. She charges at the bullies, telling them not to underestimate Hobin's move because even real pros use it. The leader of the bullies uses the same headbutt defense against her, and Gil ends up hurting her fist. The leader laughs, and the girls in his gang grab Gil's collar, telling her that she doesn't look cute at all when she talks like an old person. They tell her that if she can't talk like normal people, she should just go back to kindergarten and learn the alphabet properly. Jill begins crying, saying that she tries her best but can't control it. Suddenly, someone arrives at the door, asking if all the first years nowadays are as crude as them. The bullies turn around to find Snap at the doorway, acting like an alpha male as he calls them out for bullying Gil. Jill is relieved to receive some help, but Snap proves to be a total loser when it comes to fighting and gets his ass handed to him quickly. Jill goes to his side and tells the bullies that they should respect their elders, but they just laugh, saying that Snap is a stupid guy with a stupid name. The leader of the bullies says that it is Gil's fault for calling him here, and he tries slapping her, but Hobin arrives there just in time and grabs his hand. The bully tells him that he looks shorter in person, and Hobin quickly finds himself surrounded by the bullies, where even the girls are taller than him. Hobin demands to know if they hit Snap, and the leader says that he deserved it. He challenges Hobin for a spar, and the other bullies start making fun of him, saying that of course he won't accept it. They accuse him of staging his fight with T. The bully leader then tells Hobin that he also has a YouTube channel and they should fight with their channels on the line. Hobin thinks that he must show these brats their place by acting threatening like T, so he tries to be as intimidating as he can and asks them if they had a 100 yen, copying T's style. Instead of fearing him, they hand him a 100 yen coin and then start laughing at him. Hobin is dying from embarrassment, but he quickly gets into a fighting stance as he sees the bully getting ready to hit him. However, Kim appears behind him just then, and his death stare is enough to make the bully wet his pants and run away. Later, Hobin and his two friends can finally breathe a sigh of relief. They thank Kim for solving things without violence, and then Snap remarks that Gil seems to be facing many troubles in her class. He asks her what type of content the bullies put on YouTube, and she says that they just prank random people on the street. What pisses her off is that they are quite popular despite their horrible attitude. Snap thinks this is a chance to impress Gil, and he suddenly starts yelling at Hobin. He tells him that Gil was in danger because of the bullies earlier, and they must teach them a lesson. He lashes out at him for just standing there silently instead of fighting and claims that even though he lost, he still put up a fight. Hobin fights back, saying that he is also super annoyed, not because they were bullying Gil, but because they were making fun of his technique. Suddenly, Hobin leans to face Gil and gently caresses her hair, apologizing for not fighting earlier. He promises that if she is in trouble again, he will surely fight for her, and she finds herself being overwhelmed by his resolve. At night, as Hobin is trying to sleep, he can only picture the interaction he had with Kim after he saved them. Kim asked him if he was fine, and then told Hobin to call Bomi immediately. He said that it might be hard for him, but Bomi is a good girl who doesn't deserve being ghosted. Hobin was left speechless at this because he didn't think he could ever face Bomi after his disgraceful performance. On the other hand, Jill is still feeling butterflies in her stomach because of how Hobin treated her earlier. She has developed a crush on him that distorts even her memories, and she thinks that he stood against the bullies for her. She takes out her overflowing emotions on her huge cat plushie and then abruptly decides to contact Hobin because she has some special medicinal herbs to give him. The next day, Bomi is working at McDonald's when the fat creepy man comes there and stares at her loudly. She can only breathe a sigh of relief as he leaves, but she is still terrified that he might be waiting outside for her when her shift ends. Just then, she hears a familiar voice from the next customer and turns around to find Hobin there. He tries to greet her, but she slams a bowl of ice and a strawberry in front of him and tells him to get going. Hobin realizes that she is really mad at him, but he knows that it is justified because he is popping up in front of her after 2 months of ghosting her. He thinks that he should run away before he angers her any further, but he picks up the strawberry and ice. Bomi was keeping an eye on him, and she notices that he has written notes on his hands about how to properly talk to her and apologize. She laughs at that, but then tries covering up in front of Hobin, saying that his hands are smeared with ink. He hides his hands behind his back, but the fact that Bomi laughed at him is enough for him. He tries to get closer to her again, but Bomi suddenly remarks that he seems to have hired a female editor. She smiles at him full of contempt and jealousy. Hobin is too dull to understand it, but he is truly terrified of her. He tries to explain things to her and tells her about Gil, but that only makes things worse as Bomi asks Hobin if he finds the editor cute. He trembles in fear because he knows there is no right answer to that question. Suddenly, Jill arrives there. She asks Hobin to tell Bomi if she is cute or not, and he says that she is cute. He asks her if she followed him here, and she simply tells him that she needs his opinion on something. They start bickering, and Jill playfully punches him, which Hobin blocks with a headbutt. Seeing them like this, Bomi realizes that Gil is really cute, and she begins fearing for her position in Hobin's life. However, Jill suddenly gives her the bag of medicinal herbs. She tells Bomi not to get the wrong idea and states that Hobin always talks about her. Hobin freaks out because he doesn't want Gil to expose him, but she simply ignores him. She tells Bomi that since Hobin is an idiot who can't even properly apologize to her, she came here to cover up for him. He tells her to stop, but Gil asks him if he doesn't want to patch up with Bomi. He blushes and says that he does, and Bomi just smiles. She tells the embarrassed Hobin to text her later, and he gets too excited. Seeing them like this, Gil takes her leave, making up an excuse that her toenail has grown, just like Hobin did in the past. As she turns her back to them, her cheerful mood suddenly vanishes because she shattered her hopes to be with her crush with her own hands. Hobin can't understand this, but Bomi seems to have an idea. Jill walks home, singing songs to suppress her sadness, but that doesn't work, and she keeps on imagining how Hobin told her that she was cute. She kicks a pole in frustration, but ends up hurting her own leg. The next day, Bomi is walking around town while happily chatting with Hobin when someone tells her that there is something in her bag. She takes a look, and a snake pops out, shocking her. Bomi falls on the road, and the bullies from Gil's class surround her, saying that their prank is successful. They tell her that they were shooting for their YouTube channel and apologize for startling her. Their leader asks her if they can upload her video, but she is too stunned to even process what just happened. Suddenly, a speeding car comes towards her, and Bomi can only helplessly sit on the ground as it hits her. At the same time, Hobin and his friends are watching the old videos of the bullies. They are a one-trick pony, and the only thing they do is throw fake snakes to scare people on the road for some laughs. Hobin thinks that they are decently funny, and not only that, they seem to be extremely polite with the people they prank. He is pissed that they are pretending to be good guys while the camera is on, while they bullied Gil and beat Snap earlier. Snap remarks that they have over 700,000 subscribers, and Hobin freaks out. He says that they should also start throwing snakes on people, but Snap tells him that the fake snake prank is not the only thing they do. Hobin says that they should also do things like this, but Snap suggests that they should rather do 3 fights a week. That's it for today. Stay tuned for part 8 of our viral hit review series. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the vast realms of anime. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned for more thrilling reviews and discussions. Until next time, keep exploring the boundless wonders of anime with us.